Recorded.
No wahala. Hi guys. We're here again. I know it's been long. You've missed me. I agree. I understand. But I'm here. And it's another episode of Dearest Diamond, a Diamond's Memoir. My name is Diamond and you're welcome. It's another episode, but it's a very different one. Today, this episode is brought to you by NCCEP, which is Nigerian Canadians for Cultural, Educational, and Economic Progress. It is a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting progress for individuals of African descent in Canada through their diverse range of programs, activities, training, and events. They strive to facilitate growth and prosperity within the community at large. They offer multiple programs that aim to assist different members of the community. And for more information, you can visit their website on ncceep.com. They have sponsored this episode, and it's going to be a series of 4 episodes, and it is called Voices of Inclusion, Bridging Canadian Communities Through Shared Stories. I will be bringing to you a couple of people who have blazed the trail, who have done things that a lot of us wouldn't do, who have taken bold moves, who have, left their comfort zones and have tried to just be bold. It's not easy. Change is one of the hardest things. And when anybody makes, changes to their lifestyle in any way, you have to applaud them. They deserve it. So today we have with us a very special person. I think he's special. He's definitely special. He might not think so, but I definitely think he's special. And I will let him introduce himself. He has managed to build a very successful space in the media industry in this city. And so you have the microphone.
Thank you. What do I say? My name is Sam.
Hi, Sam. It's good to have you on here. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you, Diamond. Thanks for inviting me to this conversation.
Yeah. So in this particular episode of Voices of Inclusion, we will be titling this first episode Changing Tides. It's about navigating new horizons. So in Changing Tides, we're going to explore the inspiring story of Sam, who has reshaped his destiny. He grew up in Nigeria, I believe.
Absolutely.
And moved here. So I'll let him tell his story about what inspired his move, around what time, and what was going on in his mind around the time he decided, I'm going to leave where I am and I'm going to move into somewhere new. So basically in these series, we're trying to explore how we have all, in Canada is a very large space filled with diverse people, and it's Black History Month. So we want to kind of show how we're not so different. A lot of us were experiencing similar things where we're coming from, and we're here now, and something led to, one thing led to another, right? So let's hear your story, Sam. Tell us more.
Once again, thank you, Diamond. I deeply appreciate your work ethic and your curiosity.
Thank you.
And the mileage you've been able to cover since you moved to Canada.
Okay.
I think to answer the question, it's a bit of a hard question because you're going to take me back a couple of years. Maybe not too far down the line anyways, but I moved here in 2018, I believe, August. Why did I move? I'll tie it down to the Jackpot syndrome first and foremost.
Okay.
It's the I'm done with school. I'm now working. I've been working for so many years, for this couple of years now, or for this many years now. What's next for me? The economy in my country it's not looking as promising as we all hope for. The medical structure is not looking like one can be rest assured that if one needs help, you get it as you should. Security wasn't looking the same way to even though we all had the hope and the aspiration and we all like committed to making the dream work for my motherland. So I think all of these factors, not one more than the other, just looking at the options and what the future, just looking for a better life for yourself, and just looking out for your own best interest. Basically, for me, that was why I made the move.
Honestly, I can relate to that. I can absolutely relate to that. When you made the move to leave, were you already into the media space?
Yes, absolutely.
So what were your thoughts?
So a big part of me is also my educational background.
Okay.
So my background is in IT. I knew that I had a plan A and a plan B at the time I was coming in. I'm like, my plan A is to get out my resume again and start applying for jobs. And I was also lucky because I'm a web freak, so I live on the internet. So I done a lot of research, read a lot of people's reviews and stuff. In fact, before I came to Canada, I'd been doing interviews from Nigeria, attending workshops
That's great.
from Nigeria.
Okay.
So I kind of had a very optimistic view about my move, and which is not far from my personality anyway. I just go in feeling as if believing strongly that it's gonna be okay.
How long have you been here now?
So it's gonna be. I've been here for 5 years now.
And you have gone from job interviews to building a very, popular business, I would say. At least if we call first 10 Black photographers in this city, your name will definitely come up. So how did that happen? How did you go from being the IT guy and applying for jobs to being this businessman? How did that happen?
I respect entrepreneurs a lot.
Okay.
I think entrepreneurs are a breed that should be protected. And I say that because I know in a great sense where the shoe pinches. And I know it takes a lot of tenacity, drive, and determination. And for me, that was how I became. It's tenacity. It's just the intentionality. You know what? This is gonna be it. So what I did was I burnt my plan A. I made my plan B my plan A, and committed fully into it. In a nutshell, that really was it. And I remember making that decision and telling myself that I still remember the exact words I told myself at the time.
Sure,
this is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly what I want to be. This is exactly how I want to be known in my city. I've come to a place now that that statement has changed. So it has changed from those things in my city to now those things in my province.
I see.
And it's just that drive to be better in what we do. And I can imagine a lot of folks that look like me. When we talk about Black excellence, you find the same thing, the same theme also within them. And you can mention names of incredible entrepreneurs in the city of Calgary who are doing amazing, truly amazing stuff. Is it easy? Maybe.
Is it? Maybe. I wasn't expecting that one. Okay.
It's never easy. It's always blood, sweat, and tears. But the bottom line being knowing fully well, as good as you know your name, that you're going to survive. Not just survive, but you're going to thrive.
That's good. That's good. Was it the lack of employment that pushed you into business, or it was that you felt like business was the way to make a name for yourself?
Great question, Diamond. For me, it wasn't lack of business. So I got into this country in August. I got my first job in the same month.
Oh, great.
I got my second job in the next month. And I was doing both of them in IT.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I was on the team of the IT people. I was an IT team that built the topography of the largest YMCA in the world, which is one in Seaton. So I had a good job, and I was liked in my job. So I could have stayed, or I could have kept doing both. But I know that I kind of believed so much in the work of my hands, in doing a business for myself. As an artist and as an entrepreneur also, I usually use the word artpreneur. And to my mind, it wasn't just a way for me to make income. It was also a way for me to inspire and empower and share and help to grow and groom my community, especially for the younger ones too. So I would say those are the motivating factors for me, especially also because I've done the same thing for more than 8 years before I moved here. So I kind of knew the terrain, but I did not know the geography. I learned the geography because business is business anywhere, but the jargon will be different. The certain nuances will be different, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
I
true.
didn't know that when I came here, and then I started to learn that. And the moment I figured that, you know what, I can't finish learning before I start, I might as well jump in the deep end and figure it out as I go. That was when I made a move to go
that's
full time
good.
into business.
Punchline, guys, you cannot finish learning
Kinda.
before you
You
start.
gotta finish.
So start from wherever you are. Thanks for that, Sam. So before we go on, we've been talking about what you do. How would you describe what you do?
How would I describe what I do? Oof.
If you were to sell yourself,
That's
1
a-
minute pitch.
That's a sweet one. 1 minute pitch. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'll use less because really it's just a sentence. So I and it's really just the sentence. I'm a bridge. That's who I am. I'm a bridge.
Okay.
So I can expound on that and say I'm a joy giver. I'm a memory keeper. I'm an empowerer. Empower, is that right English? Okay, yeah. Well,
I
whatever
think
it is.
so, yeah.
So, but the main thing is what I do. The main thing is I am a bridge.
Okay.
What does that entail for me? Because of the line of work that I do and the kind of practice that I'm in, which is a creative space, I help to facilitate dreams. I help to preserve memories. I help to empower young adults, which is I teach, I hold workshops.
Okay.
Sometimes I showcase also. And Diamond, it's even more than ever, the vision is clearer. I see exactly why I am and what I'm here for. Coming into this city, when I came in, I didn't see anybody that looked like me that had studio spaces.
Okay.
It was baffling, and I wondered why. Doesn't mean that the artists that look like me or the business owners that look like me in the kind of work that I do, doesn't mean that they cannot afford it. I'm like, no, this dude can afford. I know these people; they can afford it. I know this man. I know this woman. She can afford this thing. So how come they don't think that they can own studio spaces? So it's that glass ceiling effect that I've been able to break, and I'm still working at breaking even further, so that people, young adults, can see themselves in you. Because if they don't see people that do things that they want to do, they can dream and aspire in that direction. And now I'm excited to see parents bring their kids to me to say, hey, my child wants to learn photography. Hey, my
okay.
child wants to learn videography. Can my child shadow you for this holiday period? And it gladdens my heart.
I love
like,
that. I love
that's
that.
exactly why I am. So that's what I do.
Oh, that's great. That's great. It's funny how we've gotten into the next item that I wanted to bring up, which is you mentoring the next generation. I see you do that, and I really appreciate it. You talked about your studio spaces, and one of the things that I really appreciated when I met you is like I see a lot of, like you said, people that look like us, and there isn't a lot of effort put into breaking the norm and doing more than it's like, oh, a lot of people think that they live here but they don't necessarily belong here, and so they don't put in that effort to like expand and really do something groundbreaking. But I see you do that, and that's really great. And then you're not just doing well, you're going ahead to say, look, I'm not going to do it alone. You can do it too. I want to help you to also get to where I am. I want to help you to be better than I am. It's not a very common trait, especially with our kind of people. It's like everybody wants to be on top. Wants to be the yoga. They want to be the boss. But you're like, look, I'm there, and I want you to even do more than me. And I really, really think that that's a very, very beautiful trait. And yeah.
Thank you, Diamond.
Keep it up, Sam.
For the kind words. Thank you.
Thank you. So, in terms of cultural integration, as someone who moved to Canada in at a well advanced age, I would say, how did you navigate cultural integration in business, in your everyday life? I hear you speak your Yoruba, you're as loud as you are, you're not pretending in any way, you're completely yourself, you're authentic. How did you decide that despite that I'm not in my home, I'm going to completely be at home and, be myself? How did that happen?
First, I would say that first and foremost, you saying that I came here at a very old age.
I didn't say old though.
You nailed it.
Easy.
You know you nailed it because I'm 63.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's it's a top question, Diamond. It's a top question, and it's a top question because, like you rightly said, I came here at a well advanced age. There is only so much tongue twisting I can do to sound like the people that were born here. And it truly cannot be. If you know be, you know be.
You know
you get
though.
it? And I find that as people in this world, really, to be different, to stand out, is beautiful.
I agree 100.
Even if folks do not understand it or they cannot explain it, it will still keep their curiosity.
True that.
So intentionally, I'm holding on to who I am, and it's not even a struggle, by the way, because I've been that way forever, right? So I'm just remaining who I am. And by the way, in marketing and branding, it's also a unique point for me. So I come into this room and everybody sounds alike, except for me. Guess who you're gonna remember?
The person who's different.
The man who is different.
True that.
The man who is different, right? So I know by default I have something that is beautiful, and that's my culture. That's the way I sound. That's the way I look. That's the way that I dress. That's the way that I smell. That's the kind of food I bring into the room when it's lunch hour. And I'm saying what I'm saying right now also because of young adults who are in school, for instance, and sometimes they get shamed when it's time for lunch and they bring out their food and somebody says they're smelling,
It's
right?
smelling, yeah.
I'm going to tell that young adult, I promise you, make that smell extra if you can. Because it is who you are. It is your food. You're not polluting the air
at all.
You're eating delicacy at this point. And for me, that's how I see it. Don't feel any less because you're different. Actually, feel extra because you're different. My business is in a better place because it is different, because of the nuances that I can speak to that other people cannot speak to, and that makes me a different product or a different service provider. And I'm not ashamed for it. So I come into a room mouth first. I come into a room cap first. I come into a room agbada first. I come
That's
into a room
great.
my beats beating. I come into a room my big wide African Nigerian smile beaming from across the room. And it's just who I am. And I'm not I'm not in the business of downplaying that.
Yeah.
Instead of downplaying, I'm amplifying it, because I know I don't speak for myself alone. I speak for people, and I represent them wherever I go to.
Oh, that's great, Sam. That's really very, very inspiring. Thank you for that. Especially talking about the food culture, because I can understand, a child going to school where nobody knows what beans is and you're eating beans in class. I was like, bro, what did you bring to school? And you'll be feeling some type of way. So it's really good. What you eat is who you are, basically, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Absolutely nothing. So I know you have, I don't even need to ask, but you have made a lot of community impact, and it's good to see in this Black History Month. I've seen you in quite a couple of, interviews, and with UFC, University of Calgary, you've had like a lot of, even with ATB, the bank, ATB Financial, you had a lot of showings recently. So how did you break into all of that space? It's not a small feat at all. So how did you break into those? Those are huge Canadian spaces. Those are notable spaces. So how did you, break into all that?
Another fabulous question, Diamond. And to answer that, I would say first, Diamond, I'm a result of people. I am nothing without people. Yorubas will say that eniyan lasho mi, meaning that people are my clothing. I'm covered. My nakedness is covered by people. Without people, I'll be naked on the street, in a sense. So yeah, the short answer is people.
Okay.
My community has surrounded me all the time. My community always speaks for me. I don't need to be in every room, but in every room that somebody that looks like me sits in, they are speaking for me too. And that's greatly helped me. So people are there championing my causes. People are speaking highly of me outside. People are pushing me into rooms that I don't even have the credentials to get into, and I appreciate that. That's one thing I love about my people, about the community, about even in a wider scope, about the city of Calgary in itself. People are genuinely kind and they want to help you. Even more so, folks that look like me. And I can mention names forever. ATB Ejiro was there, and he was championing our cause and saying, "Hey, we want to bring our people into ATB."
Oh, that's great.
And he goes on and on and on and
That's
on and
great.
on. And I think that's why we are. And I think that's and I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody out there that continues to speak well or speak good or refer other creatives or business owners in the city, in the space, in this community. Our business stays open because of people like you. We can keep the lights on. We can pay for the gas. We can continue doing business next month and pay staff because people are referring us. And so I'll say, yeah, short answer, people.
That's great. Okay, thank you. There's so many punchlines I'm taking away. So guys, the people around you make you who you are. They speak of you in places where your names wouldn't have gone. They take you ahead of where your legs will reach. So
Absolutely.
don't take for granted the people you have in your life. Finally, before you go, Sam, what's your leadership philosophy? Like, what is the thing that you would tell an upcoming person who's trying to, get into the media space and, from wherever they are, whether they're here right now, whether they're trying to come here, what is that thing that you would tell someone? What's your leadership philosophy? Yeah.
I would say that, Diamond, what I usually tell folks or like to show, maybe not even say it in those exact terms, or in these exact terms I'm going to say right now, but what I like to show is a sense of, hey, look at me. Just look at me. If I can, I swear you can. Just look at my mess. Just look at me. Just look at me. Do I look like that kind of person that should be in this space right now? I do not. But if I can, I promise you can. Technical skills, incredible. Educational skills, incredible, right? But even most importantly is to believe that you can.
Believe in yourself. Okay. I definitely will take that away. Thank you so much, Sam, for doing this with me. And guys, thanks, Sam, on my behalf. We are currently recording in his studio. We're doing this in his space. He has built something really incredible. And if you're looking for like a creative space in the city of Calgary and you just want somewhere where you can express your creative self, please hit Sam up. He's Sam of Motif Photography, and he's doing really incredible things. And I am so proud to be associated with you.
Thank you.
In some type of way, to say, oh, I know Sam. I'm super, super proud to be able to say that. So
I push it right back at you. I'm super proud because
Why
you that you have done how many months in the city and you're pushing the bars already like that. So that is. Imagine what you go do in 2 years' time.
We're coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So thanks, guys. You've heard from Samuel Obadero of Motif Photography. If you're looking for a videographer, photographer, whatever it is, in the media space, he's the person to talk to. Yes. So once again, I want to say thank you to NCCEEP. In collaboration with the Canadian government for giving me this opportunity to have this space to share and to explain to tell you guys that our stories are not completely different. Wherever you are, whoever you are, in whatever space you find yourself, there's someone just like you, striving just like you to make a name for themselves, who have moved their homes, left family, left friends, left everything that they know just to come to this space, and they're doing well. That's all we're bringing to you today. So thank you so much. I'll see you on the next episode where we'll be having another very special guest, and look forward to it. Thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing rest of your week end, day, whatever time, space you find yourself. All right, guys. Bye.